content. Show me, 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 show me. You gon' have to show me. You gon' have to show me. You talking, talking.
What's up, guys? It's Kennedy here from Swag, and currently we don't have Tyler, but we still have our special guest. Today we have Miss Stephanie.
Hey!
Hey! So, we're going to talk about what we got out of the sermon, How I Fight My Battles. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, what I got out of the sermon was I just need to sit down and have a relationship with God and get into God's word and build my relationship so that when battles come, I'll be ready for all of them. What did you get?
So what I got is that it's important for us to make sure that we're in our word constantly, so that when we start to get attacked, that we have our word to stand on and to fight our battles.
Right. I agree 100%. So, I'm about to ask you a couple questions. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. First question. Have you ever tried to fight a battle on your own, not knowing what you were up against? And where did it leave you in the end?
So I would probably say when I first started serving and leading in media ministry, I started getting attacked a lot, obviously, because I'm doing work for God. And so I didn't really know all the attacks that were going to come with leading this particular ministry. So what I had to learn to do was to basically make sure that I covered myself in prayer, not just not doing the attack, but I had to make sure I started to cover myself before I even got into the church. Because trying to cover myself and pray myself out of it while I was in the midst of it was such a battle. Still trying to do that and serve at the same time, it was a struggle. So it was absolutely important for me to learn that, to make sure that I started covering myself, not just even on Sundays, but start to prepare myself Saturday for everything that was potentially going to come at me on Sunday.
Great answer. So the second question kind of goes with the first one. When was a time where the enemy was constantly coming for you, and how did you make it through?
Constantly coming for me. That's a constant battle. So I think definitely in this season during the pandemic, where the church, where there's not as many people to serve, or let me say it like this, definitely during the pandemic, to where church and ministry looks a little bit different. So the enemy tries to make it seem as though, well, because now it's more up to me, or it's I'm taking on more, that I can't do it. And there's just so many things that happen in the midst of preparing for service that that if I'm not covered and prayed up, or if I don't, just ask God to just make a way because I don't know what to do in that moment, then I will actually feel defeated, and that will just wreck my entire day in that moment. It can actually, shift my worship. And because of the role that I serve, if I don't get myself together and allow God to just maneuver me out of that situation, it can absolutely disrupt the entire service.
Right. So the third question: do you use the weapon of God to your advantage, or do you just try to do everything on your own? Why or why
not? There are times where I don't use my weapon like I should, and I'm quickly reminded that this is not my battle. I don't have to do this alone. And so at that point, then I do go to God. I do go to my word, and I do allow God to speak to me and let me know what I need to do or what I don't need to do in order to get me out of that. So I am guilty of not using it to my advantage like I should when I know better. So that's definitely something that Sunday also taught me, is that I don't have to do this on my own, and that there's no reason for me to do it because of the God we serve.
I agree with you 100%. Well, the last question, you made it through with the last question. what is one thing that you will take away from the sermon, How I Fight My Battles, and use it in your daily life from now
on? For me, it's to just constantly, to just remember to just be more diligent about not trying to fight this battle on my own. Because like I just said, I don't have to do it by myself. So just to stand on my word, know my word, and use the time that I have to my downtime, to just be more productive in reading my word more, so that I'm better equipped to fight the battles that I know the enemy has lined up for me. So that's it.
on. Well, that's all we had for you. Thank you. You made it through all the questions. Thank you for joining us
Jesus.
today. Again, I'm Kennedy, and again, we don't have Tyler the Hooper, but you got KP the lyricist. And thank you, Miss Stephanie, for joining us. Peace.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.